So I'm trying to document abuse I'm experiencing, and I'm experiencing more abuses whereby the screen recorder is breaking up as I'm recording. This was the earlier screen recorder video I was recording, and it abruptly stopped. So I'm saying that since Bloomberg became mayor, he's been introducing stop and frisk for so many years while he was mayor. It was his Israeli American, and under that stop and frisk, the police will kick us blacks out of their home, basement apartment without a court order. They did that to me and my mother. Kicked us out without a court order. I took the case to court, and Uganda was helping me with the court papers. 2014, the police went and choke him dead. And then Uganda was also protesting that they were using excessive force, even though the court had ordered them to stop months before they killed Arigona. In the case called Floyd vs. City of New York, it was a class action lawsuit. So now, my mother has also been killed by Doris Balani and Flora, who famous in his honor, and got her killed. She went to the hospital for heart disease treatment, and the daughters told the hospital to lock her up in the psych ward. Even though my mother said she didn't want to have a surgery done right away because she was homeless, and she would rather go to Nigeria first to pray to God, and Israel also to pray to God, and maybe do the surgery elsewhere where she has family, or where she has people around her, a lot of family around her. Because her daughters were giving her problem in Pittsburgh, so she didn't want to live with her daughters anymore. So she wanted to postpone the surgery, and daughters told the hospital to lock her up in the psych ward. Even though even though my mother wasn't crazy, our daughters were born in America, so they speak American English. My mother, spoke limited American. She spoke with the Nigerian English. So they took the daughter's word over my mother, and locked her up in the psych ward and killed her in the hospital Bellevue. And I can't find no lawyer to help me. This was months after they killed Arigona also was going to help me. It wasn't a lawyer, but was going to help me with my court papers. So now I've been criticizing the Israel killing the Arabs, and there's a comptroller who's an Israeli American, Brad Lander. I approached him also online to please help me with housing because he controls the city finances. It wouldn't help me. And now he's been giving the Staten Island ferry managers millions of dollars each, increase in their paycheck. And I've been getting abused in that ferry. They will always call the police on me. They even have a Liberian janitor that will mock me as I'm using the bathroom and will lock the doors, tell me to get out of the bathroom. Even though there's Mayor de Blasio, the former mayor of New York City, signed a law that they have to allow women extra time to use the bathroom. I'm a transsexual, so I'm considered a woman. So they're terrorizing me in the ferry facility. In the bathroom, the bathroom's supposed to be open 24 hours, but anytime I want to use the bathroom, they tell me they're doing a bump check. Like I'm in Israel. They treat me like an Arab. So they're having Israeli Americans take over New York, and under their harsh policies, my mother has been killed, Arigona has been killed, because that Bloomberg having the police kick my mother out under his broken windows approach, in which they were criminalizing everything and involving the police and everything. Even though without a court order, kicked my mother out. So that deteriorated my mother's health, and my mother's daughters joined into the hospital to lock her up in the psych ward, but the pressure just got too much for my mother. Because her blood pressure kept getting higher with the daughters giving her problem. She tried to live with the daughters in Pennsylvania, Berlin, and Florida, but they were abusing my mother, so my mother left Pennsylvania. And my mother also felt they were poisoning her food. That Berlin, she said she's part of a drug gang. She was using drugs, and she was into insurance fraud. And she was giving my mother felt something like car antifreeze fluid. So anytime she eats the food from this Bolani, my mother's heart will start racing, like she's about to have a heart attack. And anytime she leaves Pittsburgh to come to New York, the heart problem will disappear. So when my mother died, this Bolani said she doesn't want an autopsy. The only way you can detect that car antifreeze is they do an autopsy of the brain, because the blood test wouldn't show it. The body metamorphoses that car antifreeze out of the body, and he hides it in the brain. And this Bolani says she doesn't want an autopsy, so the hospital refused to do an autopsy. So now I'm being terrorized in a ferry, and the Nigerian that tried to blow up a plane, they put him in prison for life. They call him the underwear bomber. He hid a homemade bomb in his pants. The bomb didn't detonate, but he served life in prison. A black American also that was shooting at people in the subway last year, they put him life in prison. So why should they be terrorizing me in the bathroom, in a transportation facility like the Staten Island Ferry, and nobody goes to prison? And they need to find out why this Israeli American Brad Lander is not helping me, but is giving a paycheck increase to the managers of the Staten Island Ferry, in Manhattan, and I'm being terrorized there. So it's like I'm being set up for the police to kill me like Diallo, because they always bother me with their police, don't let me use the bathroom. And I'm a homeless foreigner with a green card, and I have nowhere to go to use the bathroom, so I always go to the ferry. So, if anything happens with that ferry, they need to arrest this brand lander. I'm being terrorized in that ferry. And also, they usually call me garbage in that ferry when I try to use the bathroom. And recently, Trump and Biden were exchanging, calling each other garbage. I've been talking about both politicians that they're corrupt, you know, and they've been using the word garbage. Which when they started calling me garbage in that ferry, I went on the train, started telling everybody to appeal to the White House to please intervene, and Biden wouldn't intervene even though he's president. And even my mother contacted Obama when Obama was president to help me and her after the police took her home in 2010. Obama didn't help us. In 2014, Eric Garner was killed. They reached out to Obama, Eric Garner's family. Obama didn't help the Eric Garner family. And then Trump became president, dropped the case from being filed in court, the Eric Garner's case. So I believe this both Democrats presidential candidates, Trump and Biden, who's not the president, they both have something to hide. So I'm being set up to be harmed. So please, I need the world to please intervene in case I'm arrested and put in the psych ward like my mother. They've already put me in the psych ward in 2019 while I was suing the city of New York for killing my mother in Bellevue Hospital. The police arrested me after I was threatened in the train station. And then later that day, the police arrested me. I was threatened by their workers, the train workers. They told me I was done that day, which I took as a threat. So I made a recording that I'm being threatened by the train workers who told me I was done that day. I said, I don't know what that means. By night time, the police came and choked me on Berry Jaffa Avenue. So I'm being terrorized in America. So in case I get arrested, what they do is they will make false accusation against you that you're crazy foreigner. And they said they're deporting foreigners also into wrong countries. They'll claim the person is crazy and wouldn't tell them the right country the person is from. So they said Trump was doing that, deporting people to wrong country. All I have is a green card, and my green card has been stolen also when the police arrested me in 2019. So between Biden and this Trump, they said Biden hosted Trump today, and they were shaking each other's hands, So they're both white males are corrupt, Biden and Trump, and I've been exposing them. And they were shaking hands today, and they were both using the word garbage. So I don't know if they're sending in a signal to Standard Ferry. And they said Trump appointed Attorney General Matt Gaetz. I say it's a very controversial figure that has sex abuse allegations against them. So I don't know if they're sending a message to Standard Ferry, because the Standard Ferry is a border, it's a coastal border, and the immigration makes arrests there. So I don't know if this Trump is sending a message, because this Matt Gaetz his name sounds like gate, like a border. So I don't know if they're sending a secret code to the ferry that they can harm me. And just like Trump refused to file the Eric Garner case in court, Trump is going to be the president next year, and he's not going to file the case in court, and Biden's not going to file the case this year either. So so they said Biden and Trump shook hands today at the White House, and they said Trump appointed. He said he's going to appoint Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. So the guy has the name Gaetz. They said the guy's a very controversial figure who was accused of sex abuse, and normally you won't choose somebody that controversial as Attorney General. So I don't know what kind of message he's trying to send, because this Trump, I was talking about him when he was president in 2019, and the police came and arrested me while he was doing immigration raid, and they choked me. The video is online. So in case anything happens to me, I'm a human rights activist. I'm being dehumanized at the Standard Ferry. They don't let me use the bathrooms. At the point I was wearing diapers because they won't let me use the bathroom. So I'm sick and tired of being abused. The international community needs to open an investigation, and maybe they need to travel ban America.